Hello and welcome to Palace Intrigue. I am your host, Mark Francis. A happy 60th birthday to Sophie, the Duchess of Edinburgh, which we covered in yesterday's episode. Today's focus is on the inauguration of Donald Trump and what it could mean for the royals. Donald Trump's admiration for the British royal family has been well documented, and as the inauguration draws near, royal commentator Neil Sean has added fuel to speculation about whether British royals might attend the event. Sean revealed to Fox News that invitations had been extended to Prince William, Kate, King Charles and Queen Camilla. Despite the invitations, royal expert Brittany Barger expressed skepticism over the likelihood of their attendance. Speaking to the Daily Express US, Barger noted, "Trump may have invited them, but that doesn't mean they will go. I'd be very shocked to see them at the inauguration, especially how divisive the election was and how things still are between the left and MAGA." Our royal insider, Deep Crown, sent us a lengthy note back when we asked him about this, writing, "I do hate to burst bubbles, but one must inject a note of reality into the breathless speculation about which royals might attend Trump's inauguration. Let me be perfectly clear. The chances of seeing any senior British royals in Washington this January are about as likely as finding the Queen's corgis running a juice bar in Shoreditch." The suggestion that Catherine might jet off to America for what would be an utterly uncontrolled media circus is frankly laughable. The princess has only just begun a carefully managed return to public life, with every engagement meticulously planned to protect her recovery. The idea that her first major overseas trip would be to an inauguration, where she'd be subject to endless scrutiny and couldn't control the narrative, rather suggests someone's been dipping too deeply into the palace sherry. As for His Majesty, one must really understand how these things work. Royal overseas visits are planned with the precision of a military campaign, often months, if not years in advance. The king doesn't simply pop across the pond on a whim, no matter how special the occasion is. His schedule, particularly given recent health considerations, is managed with extraordinary care. The suggestion that he might suddenly appear at an American political event shows a rather charming naivety about how the monarchy actually operates. Now, William, yes, he's shown himself capable of making quick decisions about travel when circumstances demand it. That dash to Kirk Douglas's memorial comes to mind. But an inauguration during this particular period of family health challenges, one thinks not. One does tire of reminding people that the monarchy's relationship with American politics must be handled with exceptional care. This isn't a royal wedding or a state funeral. It's a deeply political event in a particularly charged atmosphere. The palace is many things, darlings, but politically naive it is not. The British royal family has long served as a bridge between the United States and the UK, maintaining the special relationships between the two nations. During his 2019 state visit to the UK, Trump praised the Queen, stating they were laughing and having fun, and his admiration extends to her son, Prince William. After meeting William in December at the reopening of Notre Dame Cathedral in Paris, Trump called him a good man and remarked, "He looked great. He looked really nice, and I told him that." Royal historian Ed Owens suggests Trump's fondness for the royals could benefit the UK, particularly as Labour Party leaders have been critical of Trump. Owen notes the fact that he is differential to the British royal family bodes well for the UK if it can use the royals strategically. This soft power approach is a royal tradition. Queen Elizabeth II forged relationships with 13 US presidents over her 70-year reign, fostering goodwill and strengthening diplomatic ties. In the 1960s, her interactions with President John F. Kennedy helped the UK align itself with a vibrant modern America at a time when Britain felt its global influence waning. However, ideological differences between Trump and the royal family are inevitable, particularly on climate change. Both King Charles III and Prince William are outspoken climate advocates, while Trump's energy policy centers on fossil fuels. Owens believes Charles will continue advocating for climate action, but will do so carefully, recognizing the limitations of royal influence in US politics. Despite these challenges, the royals' ability to wield soft power remains a vital tool for smoothing relationships between Washington and London. Their enduring appeal and diplomatic presence can help maintain the special relationship even as political tensions arise. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's latest statement criticizing Meta for its rollback of fact-checking policies has raised eyebrows and could potentially spark a new clash with incoming US President Donald Trump. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex's Archwell Foundation accused the social media giant of prioritizing profit, chaos, and control over public safety, with language some see as indirectly targeting Trump's influence on such decisions. The statement, issued by Archwell, condemned Meta's actions, saying, "In an already confusing and in many instances intentionally disruptive information environment, Meta has shown their words and commitments have very little meaning or integrity. It added, the company's decision to roll back protections is so far away from its stated values and commitments to its users that it's now deeply deceptive. UK-based PR consultant Nick Eade told Newsweek the statement could have serious repercussions. Unfortunately, there could be a repercussion from this, especially with Trump, poking this ginormous bear and not expecting something back from it. Trump will see this as a battle he wants to win and potentially will target them in whatever way he does it, Eade said. Eade also referenced Trump's previous interest in Prince Harry's US visa status, particularly after Harry admitted to drug use in his memoir Spare. This is quite incendiary in that respect because we know Trump is not a fan of theirs, and this could be a way to negatively affect them, Eade warned. Our royal insider Deep Crown also adds, the return of Donald Trump to the White House presents rather awkward circumstances for the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. One recalls Meghan's 2020 characterization of Trump as divisive and her active encouragement of voting against him, statements that may come back to haunt their carefully constructed American dream. Their position in the elite circles of US society, already somewhat precarious, could become decidedly more complicated in a social landscape where Trump's influence once again reigns supreme. The timing couldn't be more delicate for their various ventures. Netflix deals, speaking engagements, and particularly Meghan's lifestyle ambitions all depend heavily on maintaining their appeal to the liberal coastal elite. A second Trump term fundamentally shifts the power of dynamics in American society, potentially leaving the Sussexes on the wrong side of the cultural divide. Their recent crusade against Meta's fact-checking changes, while perfectly aligned with their current audience, rather unfortunately positions them against Trump's anticipated social media deregulation agenda. Harry's visa status, while currently secure, could face increased scrutiny under a Trump administration known for its attention to immigration matters. Moreover, their continued criticism of American social media platforms and political positions might be viewed quite differently when coming from foreign residents under a president who's made America First his rallying cry. One rather suspects that Sussexes might need to master the art of diplomatic silence, a skill that has thus far rather eluded them. And there you have it. If you'd like to email us, our address is thepalaceentry@gmail.com. Please follow us on Spotify, Apple, or hit us up on YouTube and become a subscriber there. And don't forget, you can get the show along with hundreds of others, commercial-free. It's all in the show notes or episode notes. I'm Mark Francis. My thanks to John McDermott. This is Palace Entry, and good times.